What's up, guys? This is PLE, where I take you to anywhere and everything abandoned. Stay tuned to this one. This one's a cool one. My first POW camp, prisoner of war camp ever. I'm excited about this one. So here's the history, and let's go explore. What is known today as Camp Michaux served an important role as the Pine Grove Furnace prisoner of war interrogation camp during World War II. Originally a farm called Bunker Hill, established in 1787 and later acquired by the nearby Pine Grove Furnace to supply both food and supplies for its operation and workers until 1919. In 1933 till 1942, the land would be converted into the Pine Grove Furnace CCC camp, or otherwise known as the Civilian Conservation Corps Camp S51PA, for employment due to the Great Depression. 200 workers lived and worked the camp, building most of the infrastructures that would be used later for the POW camp. From 1943 to 1945, with World War II, the camp would change to a top-secret prisoner of war interrogation camp. Pine Grove Furnace POW camp, over the course of the war, saw 7,313 German and 161 Japanese soldiers here. Although never tortured, the soldiers were interrogated for information that could be vital in the war efforts. The camp was fenced in with guard towers, a mess hall, barracks, a building outside the prison compound used for interrogations, and other buildings. In 1946, 2 churches used the site as Camp Michaux, which is the first time that name was mentioned. The camp remained open until 1972, when the property reverted back to the state forest. In 1975, the buildings were auctioned off. What remained of the camp was removed, and the land returned to nature. This account in ruins is what is left behind. So this right here is actually part of the POW camp that they had up here in middle of nowhere, top of a mountain in Pennsylvania. This part right in front of me right here, the old farmhouse, remnants of it, I'm guessing. It was also built into a church camp later, much later on in its life after the POW camp had dismantled. From what I understand, they took everything out pretty much and left what few things there are. And then I want to say a church had actually bought the property, and then they put their own things in here. Look at this. These are like stairs. These are like stairs. Great observation. Walking on top of this thing, I gotta be careful. Look. And by the way it feels pretty empty. This part collapsed. And there's another part of it right there with right here, the concrete. I'm gonna climb up this hill here. I couldn't have picked a more perfect day for this, honestly. It's really cloudy and it's like fog on top of this mountain everywhere here, and it's so unique, you know? Set number 3. Ow! Jacked me right in the freaking joint of my knee. Yeah, I think we're at a dead end on this part of it. Doesn't look like anything's up here. So let's go on back. Let's find 4, post 4, and then move on. See, they give you posts like these to walk around and look at. But it is somewhat confusing though, because all up in this area, it looks like there's trails going somewhere, like this one for instance, and it leads nowhere, because I've walked all the way up here, all the way around there, and there's nothing. But it says there's something up here for stop 3, which is what I was looking for. And it says walking tour for stop 4, which is this down here. We're going to get to that. So I think I may know what's going on. It's not so confusing as I thought. I was going all the way up here. I guess these are just detours, I guess. You can just walk around, see nature. But what we want is actually up here in these little areas. Here we are to post 3. And what am I looking for? Equipment storage area, it says. So I'm guessing this is just a site of where the storage equipment would have been. Now I do believe I know what's going on. When I was looking up here for everything, there was nothing. So I think what they do is they would tell you where some of these places were. Because if my memory serves well, this place was actually after it became POW camp, they pretty much took everything out right away. Okay, post number 4, and here are some structures. So I was hypothetically right where they would take you to some of these places, like where it's located is not there. So those other 3 things we're trying to look for, they were once there, and there. Nothing to see now, but they would put post of where it used to be. Because here's post number 4, and this is part of the remnants of it. And it would have been a guard tower, compound 2, and staff housing when it became the church camp. So let's go.
We'll hop up there stuff, waiting to fall. You might want to take a picture of that and then the rest of it. Whatever it is, you don't know yet, right? Or you do.
This would have been the barn itself. If I believe I am saying this right, this is the first structure to come up here, because I think before it was a POW camp, it was a farm. I could be wrong on that, but I think I've understood that this is the first structure that was built here. This is what's left of it, these 2 walls, the barn. Okay, so I found post number 5, which would have been a log cabin for staff, senior staff housing, and when it was a church camp, counseling housing. Counseling housing, I meant to say. It's pretty cool. Look at the stairs. Just to walk right on in these 2 cabins. Something was different about that one, but yeah, definitely, that's definitely a tree that got knocked down right beside of it. But yeah, look at the old foundations, or not the foundation, but the bricks. You can still see some of the bricks in the land. Look at that. Here's another part of it. Oh, look, it used to have tiles. This would have been a bathroom, because look, had to have been. Like with a shower or something would have been. That's cool. That's really cool. So let's go on, let's try to find another one. So this is majorly cool, look at this. It's actually like an old road. And apparently down here, there is a sign that was put up here in 1990. So I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that goes somewhere dead ends, but look at this. Old sewer cap. So this looks inviting. It actually looks more of a path than a road. Let's go on down here real fast and check this out. What is this? It looks like an arrow. It is. It's an arrow cut into the concrete here. What is this? This number 12? Post 12, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. In the sense we're walking around. 12 would have been the flagpole. Flagpole base inside compound 1. And then when it was a church camp, it was a flagpole base. Okay, so we did get ahead of ourselves a little bit. We are looking for, I believe, 6. Post 6, and we made our way to post 12. And this is interesting. Is that a well that's just open? Holy crap, it is. It doesn't go down far. At least they They must have plugged it, you know, filled it in enough, but that is open.
That's about 6 feet.
6 feet? Yeah, that can still hurt though if you're not watching and at night. But yeah, I don't know the significance of that. Oh, actually I do, because I just saw another one of these manholes, but it had a cap on it up here in that little area there. So guys, I guess we'll be skipping around. Our directions are not so clear. Number 13 would be infirmary, and as a church camp, a caretaker's home. This is just the remnants of the infirmary. And again, guys, you gotta use your imagination on this and picture what it used to be. This is gonna be a very visual video here. I know I'm not really getting into anything special where you can actually see 4 walls and walking around rooms, and so this is a little different for me as well. Oh man, this would have been a bigger house or cabin or whatever it is. So this, they say, would have been the forestry office. Going to POW camp, it was an interrogation building. And then while being a church camp, it was the a lodge and resident of weekly camp leader, whatever that means. Must be the camp leader's cabin or home, whatever. But yeah, this is where they would actually interrogate the prisoners from back in the day, back in his heyday. That's pretty crazy that even this part still exists. You would think they would have like dug everything out. But this part's cool. Love them stairs to nowhere though. Probably the best find we had so far. So this would have been the curb to actually go from this road onto right here and down further. But let's follow this road. And that's my dad in front of me there. And he's walking the road. So let's follow this path and see where it goes. So we found post 8, and that is going to be the POW historical marker erected around 1946. And of course, church camp, it was a POW historical marker. There is writing on this, but I cannot make that out. That's been here since 1946. Oh, I gotta do what I normally do. Touch history, guys. I'm touching history again, like always. Strange the things you find. This is not even posted, and this is something that's just there. But as you'll see, this is the main road through the camp, and you have this part here on the side, which is like a sidewalk or whatever. And then you got these here on the side. And my dad was just saying, actually, I'll just let you say, what are these things here?
A little post that they laid the girders across and built the building over top of them. So you had a crawl space under every building.
Look at that. And there's even something over here too, on the side. But yeah. That's cool. It's got to be a part of the, I mean, it's got to be part of the house or something. But these little...
You can see how the whole deed goes.
Oh, I see. Okay. So someone actually, they would lay their house or foundation right on top of here. And it helps hold. That's cool. I didn't know that. It's like a sidewalk. This had to have been a place that made many great memories. I mean, when it was a church camp, but I'm sure it was just the opposite when it was a, you know, POW camp for prisoners, for sure. So we found post 9, and this is incredible. This is even better than what I tried to show you guys a little earlier about the stairs. But this right here, this was a fountain. On the POW camp time, it was staff recreation hall, fountain, and guard tower. And then the camp, when it was a church camp, recreation hall, camp store, and fountain. So cool. It once had something on it, I bet. It had been really pretty to look at, though. Come down here after you're done your activities and everything and chill with your friends. Maybe have a beer, a little smoke, maybe some chronic.
We choose to go to the moon.
There's more up there.
More what?
More things. So this part, oh look, an old telephone pole. It is rotted in the middle.
Do with an old hand pump well.
Oh, I thought it was a telephone pole, telephone post. And something about a gate. Don't understand what a gate is. Or that's probably the tower where they would watch the prisoners. They would build it right there. That's part of the tower foundation there.
And the pole is probably something to...
Something like that, yep.
Okay.
Something to do with it. Okay. Now I'm understanding it. Here is post 14. This is pretty cool. This is log cabin home office of camp commander, the POW days. And for the church camp, they've been housing for the counselors. So this is like the main post for the commander of the POW days. The foundation flooring here, which I'm gonna step right inside of. And there's more of the foundation there, which it cuts off. And more cylinder bricks. Look, even a tree is like swallowing that one up. This, I would have no idea what that is. I guess where the shower would be, maybe sink. Multiple things it could have been. Just use your imagination. Could have been anything. Oh, look. I think that could have been part of it, or part of not. I don't know. It's rotted. More than likely, actually, yes, it was. Because look how it curved. That's actually part of it. They got a nail in it too, don't it? Yeah, it does. It's got a nail right in the back of it. Because for a second, it looked like this wasn't really supposed to be there. But it's part of the building. And a tree is just planted itself in the middle of all of this like it never existed. Like, I don't pay no mind. I do what I want. My dad was just mentioning about this tree. Because if you look really closely, the tree actually grew around what looks like another telephone pole. Could have been a tree, but this looks like a telephone pole. I could be wrong, but it's like engulfed inside this tree. You don't see that. Not a lot. We found post 15. What is the barracks is. This is like the meat and potatoes of the camp here. So as a church camp, it was camp arts and crafts and campers housing. You see the theme here? Like it was a POW camp. It was like probably one of the worst times it was to ever like be here. Interrogations and less sleep and, you know, stress and everything. And then it turned into a church camp. And then you got all the happy kumbaya stuff, you know? Of course, these are nothing like the barracks as we saw at Fort Ritchie. I don't know what that part is. That would be part of it somehow, some way. Sometimes it's a little dangerous doing this. If you're here at night, and that's not a long fall, but that would hurt. Probably knock you out if you hit that just right. No idea. I think this is really all there is in this huge area is the barracks. This would have been like the main part of this camp. And we found post 16, another barracks. Looks a little bigger this time. And of course, these trees would not have been inside. It wouldn't even have been a thought. This is so crazy. And we're here like by ourselves. Post 17, and this would be the latrines bath housing for both when I was a POW camp and the church camp. This would have been where everybody would have bathed eventually, and as well as the prisoners of war. These are just the foundations, and look, you can still see where the drains are. You ever heard of these walls can talk? These drains could talk. So no idea what this would have been. I think an additional place for a barracks. And then you have this ancient site right here. Not so ancient, but they call this stairs to nowhere. Let's actually travel up the stairs and see where we go. Just like anyone else would have done. Oh man, that's pretty creepy. Pretty cool to go up the stairs that other people would once travel. So we are currently looking for a 1954 swimming pool. Here's post 18 with the swimming pool from 1954. How old were you then?
Well, at 52, I was 6.
So this guy here was 6 years old when this was built. Oh, look at that. What is this?
Well, walking on the roof or something.
Talk about stairs of nowhere. That's stairs of nowhere. Oh, wait, you can actually get down in it. No way. It's flooded too, I think. But you know me.
You can see it's nothing down there but where the filters were, or pumps were, or a dressing house.
Well, let's...
The dressing house would have been on top.
Oh, boy. We haven't flooded in here. No, not really. That's all this is. You know what? I'll regret it if I don't do it. I can't really even get over there. Yeah, just look at that. Look at all the water coming out from the mud. I'm gonna get too much mud on me if I go over there anymore. But there's some kind of contraption there. What was that? Did you guys hear that? I don't know what that is. That's the rock, but... moaning noise. Oh no, I'm actually out. I'm going back up. One thing I almost missed before, well, when I was walking down there, is this. It's a well. Looks like something out of the rain, doesn't it? I had no idea there's a swimming pool down here. Now, more than likely, this was a natural one, you know what I mean? Like creek water or some kind of well water would have been in here. And this thing, I don't know if it would have been deeper than this, but this is the swimming pool. Here's another little contraption. So now we're looking for the dam, the water reserve. So we found post 19, which is kind of a little far out of the way from everything else. This has got like a peaceful ambience to it, you know? Something that sometimes we need in life. We need to stop and watch the waterfalls and leaves fall from the trees and just walk in nature, to be one with nature. And this is part of the dam that was built back then. back when it was a POW camp, and I was also here when church camp as well. And they say there is a surprise on the dam or near the dam itself, and we're going to try to find it. Now this, my dad just found this. I walked right by it, but he had the keen eye. So this says PW 22-5-45. Whatever 22-5 is. But anyways, this was writing by a German soldier. Oh, it's German writing. It's German writing on the wall. That's what it is. I don't know if a German did it, but it's German writing. So it's a little hard, like I said before a couple times, it's a little hard to follow the map. And it's a little confusing going from one post to the next. But this is the lower falls, the lower dam, that is. And the first swimming area is right here. And I think we've got to go back around, across the stream to get everything else. But this is the first swimming area. Makes sense. And a lower dam. So this is the other side of that Tom's Run that we were on, and I showed you the first swimming pool in the reserve. This is it right here. But this looks more preserved than the swimming pool itself because of the walls. Yeah, look at the wall. All the way across. All the way around. Look. No idea. But I found this interesting too. It's like a reservoir. So they would pick up on the stream, on the run, and I guess they made it to come into here. Now, what I'm also guessing is that the reason why this POW camp was here in the first place was because of that run, the Tom's Run. For places to run efficiently, you need water. Sewage, drinking water, bathing water. This is probably why this place was chosen for that. Isn't this so cool? I would have never thought in a million years that this place was this interesting. So right next to this reservoir, first swimming hole, pretty much, of the camp, is the pump house. That's what this is right here. Same kind of stuff that the wall from the reservoir is made from. In the middle of all this, it's like ruins, and you have to use your imagination, right? But behind me, in like this secluded area that this camp surrounds itself with, it's the coolest part. It's the pump house, and of course, right behind me, the reservoir that has stayed all along, as well as the swimming hole. This is where you go to swim. Nature is beautiful. Not as beautiful as my wife, but it's very beautiful nonetheless. We made it to post number 21. This is the mess hall and the dining area when it was a church camp. But this would have been the dining, mess hall, dining area for the prisoners of war site. And I'm just curious. I gotta look inside here. Oh no, okay, it's caved in from the other side. Ah. Definitely. So that's the area right here that you would be walking on, and not under. Oh, this thing's a mess underneath. Look at the wire. I keep calling it barbed wire when it's not. It's rebarb wire. Yeah, that's why I'm messing up. Look at the
That's why they,
characteristics of this.
yeah, they had planks when they formed up the wall. And that's the wood. They was little marks. You see where some places bulged down.
Yeah. And this here, that wasn't the end of it. That was something else too. That's cool.
The post
Yeah.
that held the plank. Oh, that's what these were.
That would hold the planks. Maybe this is where you would come just to take a stroll down and look at the pump house and people swimming. Because I don't think that there would have been much woods back up in here. Yeah, this is definitely older than I thought. Kind of gives you a nice little, oh, it's to look at the stream. Come out here, chill a little bit. That's what it is.
It's a lookout.
Yeah, the lookout point. So here it was, post number 22. Says it right there. We walked all around this area, found nothing, and just didn't realize that the flagpole was right here. But this was a flagpole back in the POW days, as well as the church camp. And here's post number 23. This was a camp office and infirmary back when it was a Bible camp, church camp. So this wasn't here when it was a prisoner of war. Look at this. And one here, it looks like it was there during the prisoner of war days. No idea what that is. And of course, one thing I'm really not looking out for, I just came down from this area, or maybe here. Yeah, right here. And if I would have came this way, I probably would have fell right into it. So I think these are the last few things here. Come down off this corner and onto this foundation. 25. 25 is an education building. Staff barricades, or staff barracks. As for its for his POW days, staff barracks, campers housing when it was back in his church days. We skipped one. It's craziness what just lies up here. What's this? Oh, it's a Pennsylvania cornerstone, or the archstone, the keystone they call it. There would have been things on there, see? Oh, that's so cool. I'm glad to walk back here. That's definitely a significance to Pennsylvania. Another latrine. That's what this is. Just look. You got these, yeah, it's definitely a latrine. All these pipes, drains. And of course, what's different about this is the little wall foundation here. Number 24. So I did that a little different, a little reversed. This was the next to last stop. And the last stop was the offices. This camp was bigger than what I thought. This like little latrine thing, it looks like they, yeah, it looks like they had a little stream or something running through here maybe. Can't really see that, but there's all these lined up across, going that way. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful, beautiful scenery here at the camp, or the POW camp, the prisoners of war, as well as what it was afterwards as a church camp. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for coming here with me and exploring this with me. And thank you so much for everything that you guys do. And I will see you guys on the flip.